So this is my gel video that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a couple different kind of gels, but you want to prep them all the same. So I'm going to etch the nail first. So you're going to etch your nails here, and you're going to, at the same time, push back your cuticles, your client's cuticles, making sure that you get the side walls. Making sure that you shape the free edge as well. Then we're going to remove the dust. And I'm going to spray with my antibacterial. This removes the oils, make sure that the dust is gone, removes the bacteria. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my Trainer Hand Gel Prep and Residue Remover. So this is dehydrating the nail. And just removes any of the leftover oil. And this is for the trainer hand only, not to be used on clients. There is a couple of different primers that you can use on your client. There's the Something Wonderful that you can use, or the Gentle one. That's right here. Nail Light doesn't actually need you to use them with their products, so it is optional. So just going to get ready here. Right now I'm just soaking a paper towel with my alcohol so I can wipe my brush off if it gets too sticky. Also, if my fingers get sticky with using the gels. So I'm going to go ahead with my gel brush here. I'm going to start with a clear coat. I'm going to pick the ball up and I'm going to make a ball. And you don't want to get too many air bubbles. And you want to tap it off so you don't get the string. You want to start in the middle, laying the brush down. Not hitting the cuticle. You also don't want a thick edge. And cap the free edge. Okay, so the first layer on the pinky here was baked for 120 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the second one where I'm using the crisscross technique to do the same clear nail here. So we're going to do the crisscross method, where so this strengthens and gets a very thin coat on the free edge. So then I would pick up another ball and go from the cuticle line and down across. and cap the free edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and bake that nail. So I went ahead and cured that nail for 120 seconds. So both these two nails have their first coat of gel on. At this point, if you had low spots, areas that needed to be filled, stuff like that, you could remove the tacky layer and then buff those spots out with a very fine grit nail file, like an emery board here. Just making sure that everything is smooth and, you know, not bumpy, not looking unprofessional. So I'm going to go ahead now with these two nails and put on my second coat, because one coat will not be enough. So once again, picking up a ball, making sure that you don't have the ribbon, that you have enough for the nail you're working on. Making sure not to flood the cuticle. And if you do get gel on the skin, just take your orange wood stick and remove that, because if you do put your client's nail into the UV light with product on her nail or on her skin, it will harden, it will cure. So I'm now doing the second coat, making sure, once again, not to flood that cuticle. Making sure that it's nice and even, and to cap that free edge. And I'm going to go ahead and bake those. So I've now baked my second coat of gel onto my two nails. I'm going to now put a sealer or a top coat onto them. I use a top coat right now, just a normal UV gel top coat, not the tackless sealer that Colleen talks about in her video. So I'm going to go ahead. They look great. There's no flooding to the side walls. There's no air bubbles. There's no pockets in them. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my top coat to the two nails. Now this one does have a tacky layer that I have to remove with the alcohol. So once again, making sure that it's thin and making sure that you're capping that free edge. And you want to apply it thin to make sure that you don't have any bubbles, especially if you have a very picky client. So I'm going to bake those two nails. So I cured my two nails here with their top coat because it is it's a UV top coat, and this one does have the sticky layer on the top that you do have to remove. So I've got these little almost like foam sponges so I don't get the lint being attracted to the gel. I soaked it in my alcohol, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove that tacky layer. So those two nails are finished. I'm going to go on to colored brush-on gels. This is the Soak Off colored gel that I'm using. It's a really deep dark green. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that to this nail. And once again, I'm going to pick up a bead, making sure that you don't have a ribbon, and making sure that you have enough for the nail. And just place that on there. And if you do find that you have too much gel, just go ahead and wipe it off. And then you just want to brush it on, making sure that you're not flooding the cuticle. And brushing it on evenly and thinly. Capping that free edge. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let that nail bake. So I've gone ahead and I've baked that first coat of the Soak Off colored gel. I just wanted to say that I have been cleaning my brush, especially with these colored gels. You can see there that there's a lot of residue left on the brush, so you want to make sure that you're cleaning that off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply my second coat of the colored gel, making sure once again you're picking up the ball and not having a ribbon of gel and not flooding that cuticle, making sure that it's going on nice and thin and evenly, making sure to cap that free edge and making sure that that free edge is nice and thin so you don't get any air bubbles. So I'm going to go ahead and bake that nail. So I've baked my second coat here of the Soak Off gel. I do have a little bit of buildup at the free edge here. So I'm going to go in and first I'm going to take my little sponge, my lint-free sponge here. I'm going to soak it in the alcohol and I'm just going to take off that tacky layer. And then I'm going to go in with, you want to make sure that it's really, really gentle. So I'm going to go in with my emery board here. And I'm just going to thin that out a little bit, because you don't want to remove that color. So it's because it flooded to the edge, but the emery board didn't buff away any of the color. So now that it's nice and smooth and you don't have the overflow, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply my sealer, or my top coat here. Once again, not flooding that cuticle area, but making sure that your line on the cuticle, near the cuticle area, is very sharp, very professional looking. So I'm going to go ahead and bake that nail. Okay, so that this nail is complete. It's got its sealer on it. All I have to do now is, like I said, because my top coat has the tacky layer, just remove that. So that nail is now complete. So these three first nails are now complete. I'm going to go ahead with my brush on gel here, and I've got, this is this brush on that I have is called Decadence. It's a really, really pretty red. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. So this one goes on just like nail polish. But again, you want to be really careful not to flood that cuticle. And to cap that free edge, making sure that there's no buildup near the free edge. And we're going to go ahead and cure that nail. So I've cured the first layer of my brush on gels. It looks really nice, really even, a very thin layer. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my second layer now. So making sure that's nice and even and that you capped your free edge. And then go ahead and bake that second layer. This hand is really difficult to get into the light. Okay, so my red here has been baked, the second coat. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply my sealer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bake that nail. And I just actually realized that I'm doing Christmas nails. So I'm going to go ahead and bake that nail and then come back. Okay, so my brush on nail gel is finished curing. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove that tacky layer, and this nail will be done. So there is my brush on. I'm going to go ahead and do the sculptured gel. Just putting on my form here. Making sure that form is under the free edge. Making sure it's nice and tight. And with gels, if you're doing sculpting, you have to make sure that you cure under the nail as well, unless you're using clear forms. So I'm going to go ahead. Right now I've enjoyed doing the reverse method. I enjoy doing it that way, so I'm going to start by picking up a ball. So I've started with my pink here. Roll that and bring it up just above the cuticle, and then you want to zigzag it. And it is self-leveling. So you want to make sure that you're quick when it comes to the builder gels and curing them, because you can have a lot of issues with flooding and a lot of it running into the cuticle area. So you want to make sure that you're quick about it. Also, gel sculpturing gel nails, it's really good for clients who are really sensitive to filing and products, because gels are so light. There's not a lot of filing involved, so it makes it better for clients who are more sensitive maybe to your acrylic system. It would be better for them. And it's just, it's self-leveling. It's, once you get the hang of it, it is easy to work with. So I'm going to let that, the pink bake, and then I'm going to go back in with my white. Okay, so that pink has baked. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my white to build the free edge here in the smile line. So I've gone ahead and I've picked up my bead. And to get this off, you want to zigzag it. Colleen explains it as working with a kind of melted marshmallow, is how she explains it. So you want to work fairly quick with the gels here as well. I'm going to go ahead and cure this. So I've gone ahead and I've baked my my white gel area. It is very thin, so I'm going to go ahead. There is low spots. I'm going to go ahead and go over it again. Just to make sure that it's, you know, it's got its strength, and because I want it to be even. So once again, zigzagging here to get that lovely melted marshmallow consistency off. Making sure everything's even. And if you want to go in, I like working with the reverse method just because it helps keep that smile line clean. If you like to do white first, to go in and clean up that smile line, you want to get yourself a round brush that is soaked in the rubbing alcohol. It just gives it a very clean, professional line. I find with using the reverse method that you don't have to go in there and clean up that smile line as much, and that's what I like about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in because my gel's starting to run. I'm going to go ahead and once again bake that nail and get it into the light. There we go. Okay, so that has cured. So the last step would just be to remove, because of mine, remove the tackless sealer. Make sure everything's dry. Okay. So that is my nail video of all the different types of nail gels and then my sculptured gel. So that is my video.